Hey everyone, I'm glad you're here. You know, when I look at a map of the United States, it's all so neat, lines and names, rivers and highways that feel permanent. But lately, I find myself wondering what's really resting beneath those borders. America didn't start out as a single story. It began as many dreams sharing one patch of earth. Long before presidents and parades, this land was home to native nations, the Lenape, the Cherokee, the Dakota, the Creek, and so many others. These were people who had their own ways of raising children, honoring the earth, solving disagreements, and keeping history alive. Then, when the first Europeans arrived, two worlds met, sometimes with curiosity, sometimes with confusion. People traded food and language, tried to figure out what home meant to each other, but there was one question nobody could quite agree on. Can land belong to a person, or do people belong to the land? That gentle misunderstanding grew into centuries of difficult choices. Treaties were drawn up, some kept, many broken. Families who'd lived beside certain rivers for generations were asked to start over somewhere else. It wasn't always dramatic. Sometimes it was quiet and slow, like the way a season changes. History turned another page. After slavery ended, millions of Black Americans stepped into freedom with almost nothing except determination. And something amazing happened. They started to build. Towns like Greenwood in Tulsa and Rosewood in Florida grew up, full of music, businesses, churches, and kids who believed the future was wide open. For a moment, you could almost see a new America. One learning to include more of its own family. But fear is a powerful thing. Some communities were destroyed, scattered, their memories held close and quiet. Others survived, holding their stories like fragile glass. Those stories remind me that freedom isn't just a day on the calendar. It's an ongoing conversation between neighbors. And then came the immigrants. Families from Ireland, China, Italy, Mexico, and so many other places crossed deserts and oceans for simple things. A steady job, a good school, a place to belong. They learned that becoming American was about more than hard work. It was about patience, courage, and sometimes having the door closed before it finally opened. Every generation asks the same gentle question: is there room here for just one more story? When I walk through American cities today, I try to imagine all the layers beneath my feet. Under the parks, there were once villages. Under the highways, there were neighborhoods filled with evening laughter. Even the names, Alabama, Chicago, Mississippi, are little bridges to older voices. Nothing really disappears. It just waits to be remembered. I don't think learning these histories is about blaming anyone alive today. It's about understanding how complicated people are, capable of kindness and fear, generosity and mistakes. America, like any family, has bright photos and painful ones in the same album. And maybe loving a country honestly means being brave enough to look at both. So I keep wondering, what other stories are still waiting under the surface? And what could we become if we listen to them with open hearts? Thanks for spending a little time with me today. In the next episode, I'll take you to a lost community and share how its descendants are bringing hope back to the map.